Yo, 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 it's your boy D-Star coming to you live from the pad. About to give it to you raw, and I'm going to keep it 1,000. So, shout out to my Laker family. Shout out to the notification squad. If you haven't done so, won't you click that bell and get some notifications when my videos pop up. So you can comment, like, dislike, whatever the case may be. But I wanted to speak about two things. First things first, I'm going to kind of talk about the Summer League and Josh Hart, man. Josh Hart is dominating the Summer League. Dominating the Summer League. That Knicks game, Josh Hart versus Knox, man, that was a really, really good game. Because Knox was a player that appeared to be booed or rejected by the Knicks fans at the draft. So Knox is kind of like, he has his chip on his shoulder. So he plays like it, and wow, he's really, really good. It seems like he's this year's Jason Tatum. You know, he's like this year's Jason Tatum for some reason. But I don't know what he'll be. We'll have to wait and see. But it was a real good game, man. And Josh Hart, man, you talk about somebody who stepped it up. I mean, I thought he was good, like a player, like, you know, I thought of Josh Hart more of a Derek Fisher, but could score. You know, he could hit the occasional shot, role player type. But in this summer league, he's really showing that he's a lot better than what he was the first year. It seems as if he was just doing the stuff that he had to do his first year because he was a rookie. But now that he knows the league, it's like he knows what he has to do to kind of take his game to the next level. Mo Wagner got injured during the game. Awkward fall. Magic was like, oh no, you know, we got to take you to the back. Go get it, I guess, a diagnosis of what was going on, x-ray, scan, whatever. And come to find out, yes indeed, he got injured. He's out of the summer league. But I will tell you, there was this guy by the name of Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson was his high schooler that I, from what I read, that he was supposed to commit to a certain college, but at the last second he said he didn't want to go to that college, and it was like a real awkward, odd situation where he sat out for a year. He had to sit out for a year, and he's a player that didn't go to college, but he had a lot of raw talent. Like, he was one of the ESPN 100 prep school ballers. He was like one of the top guys. Mitchell Robinson, he was supposed to be the truth, but because he didn't go to college or he didn't play in any league or anything like that, what ended up happening was that hurt his draft stock. He started falling. So he has a lot of talent, but appears to be very raw. But he has a lot of talent. And what I saw in that game versus the Knicks versus the Lakers, yeah, man, the Lakers were actually supposed to draft him instead of the Mo Wagner. The Lakers were, before the draft and everything, Mitchell Robinson was allegedly the guy that they promised, hey, if you're still available at this spot. It went from Zaire Smith. It went from, it was all kinds of names that were like thrown out there. But Mitchell Robinson was one of these guys that the Lakers kind of said, okay, if this guy's available at our, the point where we are in the first round, we're going to kind of draft this guy. But being that Pelinka is kind of like a Wolverine, and I think he had a special, he had a keen eye to kind of go after Mo Wagner, especially after the workout. Mo Wagner just like killed the workout as far as like shooting. So I think the Lakers were looking for more players that could shoot, not so much raw talent that had to develop or anything like that. So I think that's probably why they passed on Mitchell Robinson, because they wanted someone who could really shoot, who could really light it up, and Mo Wagner can do that. And V, he can do that, and he did that against the Knicks. So it's really, really, really impressive how the team is playing in the Summer League. I mean, it's just Las Vegas Summer League, but hey, man, that was a damn good game against the Knicks. That was a damn good game. Stayed up late watching that game. But I think the Lakers could do it again. They're undefeated and they're like clinched the playoff berth or whatever the case may be. So we'll see what happens next game. But Josh Hart is looking like the best. He's looking like the best player in the entire Summer League. So we'll see how that happens and what develops from that. Furthermore, damn, I didn't expect it, go that long. So I tried to condense it. But I read the Ramona Shelbourne article that broke down the behind the scenes of LA and the Lakers, what they went through throughout this entire process. It's about 15 minutes long. 10 minutes if you're like a speed reader and you're perusing through the article. But ultimately, it had a lot of good information. With Jeannie Buss, it talks about how anxious she was waking up at her palace or residence in Manhattan Beach, California. Very, very anxious about free agency because of the past 6, 7, 8 years, I don't know. It's been a complete failure on the Lakers' behalf. Missing out on getting talent to come to LA. So it breaks down the history of Jim Buss, Mitch Kupchak, stuff you already heard me talk about. But this article is kind of reminiscent of that article that came out a couple years back, breaking down the dysfunction between the Buss family. How, she didn't like how Mitch Kupchak was handling things behind the scenes, and she didn't like the way that Jim Buss was handling things behind the scenes. She kind of put them out there. Didn't kind of really like that part because I felt like no one was innocent during that period, because Jeannie Buss kind of went on ESPN and she was talking about, well, anyone who doesn't want to play with Kobe Bryant, they're a loser. Like, that helps free agency. Like, that really helps free agency. It hurt us, I believe. But, hey, I don't think she brought that up in the article, which is a wise decision, because Jeannie Buss has redeemed herself with the hiring of Magic and Rob Pelinka, and they've done a far better job than what Mitch and Jim Buss was doing. Magic was not only called out Jim Buss, but somehow, some way, LA has been an attractive landing spot for the number one free agent, who is LeBron James. And this is a 2-year process, which means this isn't it. We still got to go after whatever free agents are in 2019. Okay, now that's a whole nother video of who I think we should go after. And it ain't Kawhi, And it ain't, I ain't gonna get into all that. But it ain't Jimmy Butler, right? If Jimmy Butler is a free agent in 2019. But, the article, we're talking about Magic. Magic had waited outside for LeBron James for like an hour. And then at 9:01, he steps out of his car and goes to LeBron James' residence to have a sit down and talk with LeBron James. Now, in my mind, I believe that LeBron James already had his mind set that he was going to the Lakers. Because this was just a thing that him and his inner circle knew about him going to LA. There's people, you've heard whispers about it for like a year. I know Peter Vesey was one of these guys that was saying LeBron James was going to LA. He was going to the Lakers. He said that like a year ago before anybody was saying that. But it was a thing where this is hearsay. This is conjecture. Now that we get here in 2018, it's like, wow, he really did choose LA. And there was whispers throughout the year that, yeah, he was coming to LA. Especially around the time when you saw him going to the Summer League to watch this new kid that came out of UCLA, who his name is Lonzo Ball. They got drafted by the Lakers. When he came to the Summer League with Ben Simmons and was looking at Lonzo Ball, a lot of people were like, wow, that's odd. Why would he come to an LA Laker game to be watching Lonzo Ball and Kyle Kuzma? And at that time, Kyle Kuzma wasn't really known. All the shine was on Lonzo Ball. And Kyle Kuzma, he killed Summer League. So, I digress. But, Magic Johnson and LeBron James, they sit down and they have a great conversation. And as the article says, LeBron James is a person that's very, he's not close with other people. He has his circle, and that's the circle that he stays with. It's a part of the article that talks about Pat Riley and how he had so much anxiety when LeBron was about to leave the Miami Heat, and he knew LeBron was going to leave the Miami Heat, and he was trying to get a moment with LeBron James, and LeBron James wouldn't give him that moment. So when he sat down and he got with Magic Johnson, it was just a thing of them just talking basketball, them talking life, and them just connecting. I mean, you have Magic Johnson, who's pretty much an all-time legend. I mean, to me, the greatest Laker of all times. Just flat out. You got somebody that you probably idolize and you patterned your game after. Everybody says that, LeBron James versus Jordan. But his game is more like Magic Johnson. So to have somebody like that sit down and talk with him, this had to be like, a big deal for LeBron. Where they probably knew each other or probably talked to each other, but for this time, for Magic to actually be coming to his house and having a serious conversation about him joining the Lakers, this was like one of the biggest business closings Magic's ever had to do, beyond selling his businesses and buying his chunk of the Los Angeles Dodgers. So this was like one of the greatest things he's done in Laker history, besides the championships, was get LeBron to sign with the Lakers. And it worked out. It really worked out. I believe that Magic, I can't say gain LeBron's trust because I don't know. But obviously it was good enough to where LeBron wouldn't have no second thoughts about joining LA. So in the article it talks about like how they found out LeBron was going to sign with the Lakers. I remember it like it was yesterday. Well, it probably was yesterday. It was like a Sunday, and it was 5 p.m. It was a Sunday at 5 p.m. And around 5 p.m. where I saw the tweet that Clutch Sports had said yes, LeBron will officially sign with the Lakers and all of that. So what they got was a text with that said congratulations, and it had balloons that pretty much said, hey, you won the sweepstakes, you got LeBron. So Luke Walton, this is another person. I don't really want to, I'm already long-winded enough. I didn't mean for it to go this long, but Luke Walton had some kind of presentation that he was ready to pitch to LeBron, but it wasn't necessary because Magic already handled it. Magic already had it in the bag, and Luke was finding everything out like secondhand. Like, oh wow, Magic already met with him and everything, but he knew he had LeBron. So as far as animosity between Luke Walton and LeBron James, it doesn't exist, at least at this point, because from all the reports, they've already been texting and talking with each other, but they plan to eventually meet up and discuss things. But I plan to make another video about that. But it was very, Rob Pelinka was ecstatic, very, very ecstatic. I mean, if you think about it, you got a team that barely won, I think they won 35 games last year, and I mean, it was a miracle. It's pretty much a miracle. What Rob Pelinka and Magic pulled off, basically having a team that is very, very young and has talent, but not playoff ready. To have a team like that and have LeBron be willing to sign without making demands, as far as like, he could have been like, hey, look, if I'm coming to LA, you gotta sign this guy and you gotta bring this guy with me. I'm not doing it. I'm not babysitting. You got a bunch of 20-year-olds. I'm not babysitting. You need to bring some stars. He could have been like that, but he wasn't like that. In fact, when he sat down with when LeBron James sat down with Magic Johnson, he broke down each and every player on the roster, their strengths and their weaknesses. So he already knew. This is why I said I think he already knew he was going to join the Lakers. And because he already knew the strengths and the weaknesses of each player. So, and also, he wasn't telling Magic and them, they have close communication. He wasn't telling Magic that, hey, look, Magic, you got to make this trade. You got to trade these youngsters. He was saying, you got to keep some of these youngsters. Don't give them away, Magic. Please, don't do that. So, this is a very, very interesting article. It's as long as this damn video. You got to go read it. And I'm out.